Hey guys, how's everyone doing? So, first of all, before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much, 10,000 subscribers. We also definitely want to do something special to commemorate this big milestone, so stay tuned for a video with information about whatever we decide to do. Now on to the good stuff. This actually turned out pretty well because I think it's a fun video to do as, 10,000 subscribers. Hey, let's do a fun, not really book-related video, and that is the TMI tag, too much information tag. I was actually tagged, Les and I were both tagged, by Katie from Chapter Stacks. There is a bunch of questions. There are 50 of them. My laptop's over here with questions on it. So I'm going to try and keep this relatively short, but obviously with TMI you want to learn things about me. So I got some juice for when I start to lose my voice, and let's get into the questions. The first one is, what are you wearing? I'm wearing a headband from Claire's, which I bought recently, and this shirt, which I also bought recently. This is from Old Navy, and it actually has like a cool open back thing going on back there. That's why I bought it, because it's cool. And then I'm wearing black shorts from Blue Notes, I think. Number 2, have you ever been in love? Not yet. Number 3, ever had a terrible breakup? Not really. Not when I hear about some people's like horrible, gut-wrenching, like really bad breakups. I mean, I have had one where I was definitely very upset, but it wasn't horrible in the sense that we treated each other really badly or anything. Like, we were civil. It was just, still had some feelings there, and it took me a long time to get over them. Number 4, how tall are you? I am 5'2" and like a little bit, so that little bit is important. How much do you weigh? Honestly, I'm not afraid to like talk about my weight. I just think it's kind of odd that they even bother putting those in questions. I usually weigh somewhere between 115 and 120. That I sort of, up and down depending on how much I ate that day or how much I had to drink. Number 6, any tattoos? I do not have any tattoos, and I don't have any plans to get any, but if I were to get one, it would be probably small. It would be in a place where I could hide it with clothing, and it would most likely be travel related, potentially literary related, but most likely travel related. Any piercings? Yep, I have the normal ear piercings, one on each ear. I got them done when I was in 7th grade, I think. My sister actually wanted to get her ears pierced, and my sister's 3 years younger than me. My mom didn't want her to get her ears pierced without me getting them done. Just maybe for like, your older sister hasn't gotten hers pierced yet, so let's get hers done at the same time. And I was cool with it. So yeah, and I wear earrings all the time. I wear earrings more than my sister does, and she was the one who wanted to get her ears pierced. Number 8, OTP, my one true pairing. Now honestly, it's really difficult for me to choose because it depends on what fandoms you feel very strongly about, but I decided I'll go with my first one true pairing before I even realized that one true pairings were a thing, and that would have to be Monica and Chandler from Friends. I watched that show a lot when I was about 13, and I just absolutely loved them together. Like, they were the first couple that I was like, they have to be together, they're amazing. Number 9, favorite shows. There are so many. I watch a fair amount of TV, and it's difficult for me to say like this is my favorite show ever. But first show that I watched a lot of was Friends. First show that I watched religiously on TV was Lost. And then a lot of other TV shows that I have sort of fallen in love with over the years: Veronica Mars, The Office, Friday Night Lights, Gilmore Girls, and then more recently would be Band of Brothers and The Pacific. They are a mini-series, technically, but I have watched them multiple times now, and I love them because it's World War II, and the stories are true, and it's just very engrossing. Favorite bands? Favorite band of all time is Coldplay. Not super impressed with their latest album, I must say, but I got into them during the Viva La Vida era, and that was just the highlight of Coldplay's timeline so far. Next is Florence and the Machine. Then after that, I'd say Paramore. Been listening to their most recent album a lot lately. Bastille, really gotten into them. And then some like maybe lesser known ones, which are Local Natives and Young the Giant. The Shins, pretty well known. The Decemberists. And the last one probably be Vampire Weekend. Number 11, something you miss. At this point, it would probably be Home, also known as Vermont, because I currently have plans to stay in Canada until an unknown point in time, and I really want to get home and visit because I haven't been home since Christmas, and Vermont in summer is the best. Favorite song. This took me a while because I didn't want to say, oh, I have a bunch of favorite songs. I wanted to come up with one that I actually legitimately love. That has to be Up and Away by Can't Stop Won't Stop. Whenever I hear it, I listen to it. I never skip the song, and it's just a really, really fun, upbeat song. Number 14, zodiac sign. I'm an Aries. My birthday is April 14th. Number 15, quality you look for in a partner. I really value intelligence, so somebody who is smart and has a sense of humor that matches mine. I mean, those are the pretty typical answers. You want somebody who's smart, has a good sense of humor. And then also, this is another thing that I added in, which is, I would say, as typical, and that is a willingness to share. And when I say willingness to share, I mean like stories, their feelings, like they're willing to communicate with you, they're willing to tell you about their day, they want to know how your day was. They're also willing to share their affection. They're not afraid to show that they like you, and then also their space, letting you come over and hang out and not being like, oh yeah, I don't really want you to come over, like let's go someplace else. They're just willing to share. Number 16, your favorite quote. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. I like that because it sounds like something you would find in a book almost, like this epic story, everything has been solved, but if everything has not been solved, it's not the end because everything is not okay. And I have seen this quote attributed to a couple different people, so I'm not actually sure who said it, so I'll just say unknown. I just like the quote. I think it fits well with life. Number 17, favorite actor. I decided to pick actors who are not super well known, but I always want to see their movies. When I find out that they're in them, it makes me want to see those movies even if I had no interest. So favorite male actor is Jim Sturgis. He was in Across the Universe. That's when I first saw him. He was also in 21 and Heartless, which is kind of a really weird movie, but I watched it anyway because he was in it. And then my favorite female actress is Saoirse Ronan. She is beautiful, amazing, and she's been in a lot of stuff, but I think The Lovely Bones is a popular one that most people would have seen, but she usually does a lot of underground stuff. Whenever I see a movie that I know she's been in, I immediately am more interested in seeing it. Number 18, favorite color, that would be green, like the leafy green on the trees in the summertime. Like when I look out my window right now, I like that color a lot. Question 19, loud music or soft music? When I'm in the car, I definitely like my music on the louder side because I tend to sing pretty passionately to the music. I live in an apartment building right now, so I can't really make the music that loud, but I definitely would choose loud if I could. Number 20, where do you go when you're sad? I honestly just go to my room. I just hang out on my bed, maybe watch a movie or something, or just go online. Just kind of get my mind off whatever I'm sad about, and then usually, you give it a little time and then you're okay. Number 21, how long does it take you to shower? 10 minutes or less? I mean, my hair isn't super long, but it is pretty thick. And I enjoy showers, so I take my time in there. I can take a 5-minute or less shower if I'm rushing, but if I take my time, it can be like a little less than 10 minutes. 22, how long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Around an hour, and that is including eating breakfast because I always eat breakfast, so whenever I get up, I usually allot myself about an hour. I shower, get dressed, eat, do my makeup, make sure I have the things for the day, so yeah. Number 23, ever been in a physical fight? I have not, really. I have jokingly, fought people before, but it was more like, who's stronger, who can shove the first person down. It's not anything like, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, I hate you so much. Number 24, what is a turn on? I really like someone who can hold a good conversation with somebody that they've never met. You can just go up to a store, talk to the clerk, and you have a really funny conversation. You kind of connect over something, you bond over something, and just the person's really nice and you're really nice, and it just leaves you with a really good feeling. That can make me attracted to that said person, or if I'm with another person and they're able to carry on a really good conversation with someone else, like this random stranger. I just think that's really nice. That's a good quality to have. Number 25 is a turn off. So to counteract the sort of turn on thing is if you are chatting with somebody, it doesn't matter if I've just met them or if I've known them for a while, and they use certain terms like gay or things that are worse than that in a very derogatory tone, that immediately turns me off from them. I do not like it when people do that. Number 26, the reason I joined YouTube, that has to do with less, of course, since we do run a channel with both of us on it. But a little over 2 years ago, we were, you know, going to different schools. We weren't seeing each other very often. We weren't talking as often. And I sort of discovered BookTube. I believe the first videos that I saw was Priscilla from the Readables. I saw her videos and was like, this is a cool idea. And then I sort of fell upon BookTube, which wasn't nearly as big as it is now. I had seen that Les was doing a few videos that, like, she was keeping them private, but she was just making a couple YouTube videos, and I was like, this is a really good idea. Like, let's make a BookTube channel. We both love to read, and this will be a way for us to sort of have a reason to always talk and chat and stay connected, and so that's why we joined YouTube, to sort of help our friendship flourish, and also as a way for us to do well and give us a reason to keep going with a Goodreads 50 Books Challenge, because that was something that I had just started that year as well. Number 27, your fears. What do you fear? If I were to really like think, what am I actually really afraid of? Right now, it's probably getting in a car accident. I have not been in a car accident yet, and I am just always a little paranoid whenever I get in the car that something is gonna happen, somebody's gonna hit me. More that somebody's gonna hit me than I'm gonna hit them, but I'm just kind of worried that that's gonna happen at some point because it hasn't happened yet. Number 28, last thing that made you cry. I am going to see The Fault in Our Stars tonight, so probably will cry then. So last time I cried will be tonight. Number 29, last time you said you loved someone. I was texting my mom the other day, like yesterday, and I said love you to her in the text message. And number 30, the meaning behind your YouTube name. It's kind of pretty obvious. Get Bookish was just a kind of fun name. It was kind of like a takeoff, like you get the got milk, get bookish, like watch our channel, get into books, get bookish. Last book you read? The last book I finished was The Merciless, and then Les and I made a video on it. So the next book I will probably finish is In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, because it's right there, and I've been slowly making my way through it. And that actually answers the next question, which I didn't even realize. Question 32 is, what book are you currently reading? Number 33, last show you watched. I just finished season 2 of Orange is the New Black the other day. So good. Like, that season was awesome. There were so many moments where I was just like, oh man, this is crazy. Number 34, the last person you talked to. Last person I talked to was my roommate. Her name is also Rebecca, surprisingly enough. But we live together, so we talked to each other this morning when we were having breakfast. 35, the relationship between you and the last person you texted. Last person I texted was Kate. Kate is, she's my roommate in my first year of university. Like, we didn't know each other, they paired us together, and we're still really good friends now. We lived together for multiple years after living on campus, and we're getting together tonight because we don't see each other as often anymore. And that's who I'm going to see The Fault in Our Stars with, is her, because I convinced her to read the book. 36, favorite food. My favorite food is still ice cream, I'd say, but I have very picky tendencies when it comes to ice cream. Like, Ben & Jerry's is the be-all end-all, so if it's not that, it immediately falls down. But if I were to choose like an actual dinner food, it would have to be pasta. 37, a place you want to visit. I really want to visit New Zealand next. Also Australia, just because they're relatively close to each other. And if you're gonna fly all the way to New Zealand, you might as well fly to Australia as well. 38, last place you were. I went to the library this morning to drop off a book and pick up another one, so that would be it. Number 39, do you have a crush? I do have a crush. I have a crush on my boyfriend. I would say it's, you know, it's not a little crush, it's a big crush. I like him a lot. Number 40, last time you kissed someone. I kissed my boyfriend yesterday because we hung out, so yeah, yesterday. 41, last time you were insulted. I don't remember the last time anyone insulted me to my face, but I have a new job at a restaurant, and the restaurant is a bistro, so it's kind of higher end, and I'm still in training, so I don't know everything about everything on the menu, but it's the kind of place where you have to know everything about the menu. And the table that I had yesterday, one of the tables, they kept asking me questions about everything. And I told them, like, oh, this is only my second day, like, I'm new here, I don't know very much, but I'll try and answer what I can. And they just kept pounding me with questions, and you could tell that one of the guys was not impressed by the fact that I didn't know everything on the menu. Like, I'm sorry, I'm new here, I don't know everything. So that made me feel insulted, it made me feel stupid, and it made me feel insulted. 42, favorite flavor of sweet. I really like, if I can find stuff that's in a peach flavor, I really like that. They're not as common as like the blue raspberry flavor, but peach is really good. But yeah, if I had to choose another one, I'd choose blue raspberry, which doesn't really exist as an actual thing, but it's delicious. Number 43, what instruments do you play? I have played the clarinet since I was 10. I started playing in 5th grade, and then I know how to play the flute as well. I started playing that in 6th grade. I taught myself how to play the flute. My mom had played it when she was younger, and so there was one sitting around. If you can read notes, it's really a lot easier to teach yourself how to play another instrument. 44, favorite piece of jewelry. I wear earrings all the time. I'm not a necklace person, I'm not a bracelet person. I used to wear a ton of rings, but I don't wear them anymore. I think when I went to Europe, I didn't bring them with me, and then I just never really got back into wearing them. But yeah, if I were to choose earrings, I'm not wearing them now, but I have like lots of bigger dangly earrings. I like those. I mean, I don't like the huge hoops or anything, but if they're fun and like dangly, you know, look a little bit nicer, I like those ones. 45, last sport you played? I don't play sports. I've never been into sports. I prefer sports in which it is you alone doing it. So I played a lot of table tennis. Honestly, that might have been the last time I played it, and I know some of you are probably thinking table tennis isn't really a sport. Think whatever you want, but it's in the Olympics, so Number 48, last song you sang. I'll check my iPod. So I have a car right now, and I often plug my iPod into the car like stereo system, and then I'll just sing with whatever pops up. So, the last song that I sang to was somebody that I used to know, but it's the Walk Off the Earth cover. So yeah, that was like a couple days ago when I was in the car. 47, your favorite chat up line. I never use chat up lines. I don't think I've ever had a chat up line used on me. I don't tend to put myself in a situation where chat up lines are a thing, but I decided to just look up online something funny that I could say. I must have had some Felix Felicis because I think I'm about to get lucky. What? Harry Potter chat up line. I'm sorry for those of you who don't get it, but for those of you that do, not bad, eh? 48, have you ever used it? No, I have not, because I don't roll like that. 49, last time you hung out with someone. Like I said earlier, I hung out with my boyfriend yesterday, so that was the last time. And the final question, who should answer these questions next? The whole idea of tagging people after tags has really died off, and I honestly have no idea who has and has not done the TMI tag yet. So if you are looking for a fun video to do that is not necessarily book related, and you just feel like sharing a little bit more about yourself, do this tag. And that wraps up that. 50 questions. I need another drink. If you want me to expand on anything that I talked about, I guess, feel free to let me know in the comments. I can answer more questions as long as they're not too weird or too creepy. Once again, thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. You are awesome. As always, links are in the doobly-doo. Check those out if you feel so inclined. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.